What's up, everybody? Tendo here. That's Hannah standing by the Porta Johns, and we're at a flea market today in Nashville, Tennessee. This flea market is one that we've been to several times before, but never on the channel. So this is going to be interesting, but extra interesting because the flea market used to be all up on top of this hill, and now that section is closed because they're tearing it down, and the flea market is now down here. And to be honest, it looks a lot smaller. But also, it seems to be just as many people parked here as usual. So I imagine there's got to be more flea market beyond where we can see. So hopefully today goes well. Hopefully your boy can find some toys or some video games. What are you looking for?
Vintage clothes, vintage dishes.
You know, the last time we found a $200 pair of jeans was at a flea market, so.
I hope we find one. I'm gonna cry.
All right, let's go check it out.
So this is a section that is just a bunch of crates on the ground filled with random things. It's actually really hard to get around. There's a bunch of people around. So hopefully I can look at something at some point. I do see a giant strawberry. I'm very interested if it's vintage or if it's just regular.
All right, this is my first sign of toys. Pika. Lots of good stuff in here. Zelda Gold. I'd love to have Darkwing Duck, but 52 bucks. I'm not spending that today. Mega Man. Nice. Check out this Gambit in the box.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's nice.
Much like
this Hercules.
Too bad it's not
Xena's counterpart.
Too bad it's not Xena.
Oh my god, we'd have bought it.
I've seen that Batman we have about 3 times now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably all. You gotta ask. Anything good?
No, it's all like Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch. Nah.
We're here with my brother and his family, and we're trying our hardest to stay with him and hang out, but I think I can see him just at the end of this aisle, because luckily, he's about as tall as I am.
Get excited, they're jeans! That one's vintage, we gotta look at that. It looks like kid size though. These are all pretty small. They're all kids size, that's a bummer.
Mario bedspread. Bet me that I won't get that for the van. Bet me. So we just walked up on a booth where they have pegboard hooks, and they're like 10 for a couple bucks. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to buy a bunch of them because they didn't really have enough of them in town, and we need some more for our booth. So I don't know which ones to get though. See, these are the big fat ones that we don't need. And those are 10 for $1.50. 10 for $4, but these are really long. Let's get 20 of them. These are 10 for $4?
Yes, sir.
I think I'd like to get 30 of them. Oh, well, I didn't really expect to come buy supplies for our booth back home, but that's the cheapest we've seen those. I just got 30 of them for $8, and they're considerably longer than the ones we've been using in our booth, so that's awesome. There's so much to look at here, though. I'm like overloaded, and look, there's all this stuff outside. I don't know where to go. I've only seen a few video games, but they're all like very curated, expensive stuff. Like I saw Darkwing Duck for 50 bucks. Much want. That's a good price, but it's not what I'm spending today. At least not on one game. You know what I mean?
They have a cast iron booth. That's a nice finish on those. Those look really good. I did spot these. They don't have a price on them, so I don't really know if they're worth it or not. I don't really want to ask. They're really cute though. I found a booth where they DIY and distress jackets. I just want to know where they got all these tall coats. Like, those are amazing. I want some tall coats. Maybe they just sewed them together. No, that one's all together. I'm confusion.
We are back in the outdoor area. There's 2 giant outdoor canopies, so maybe it'll be cooler out here. Right off the bat, we got Vader and Pee-wee holding on to the money. It's a good start. There's a big old base.
45, 22.
Hannah, give me $3.
Vito, come here.
I think I'm gonna buy this.
Ooh, Madden 64, I had that.
Dawn of the Dead on PSP UMD. Give me the money. One.
On the basket.
There's 3.
Oh, you got 20.
Thank you very much. Dawn of the Dead on PSP UMD. Hype. Look at that yellow gumball machine. I like that.
No, especially.
That's awesome.
And are you filming right now?
I've got a yellow one. It's not a triple, but I keep dice in it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I tried to come up with something to do with it.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about toys. That's pretty cool.
What is this?
I'm not sure.
It's a toilet.
Ooh, a Cyclops. I had that same
Oh,
Cyclops when I was a
that's
kid.
weird.
Is this Game Genie for sale or is it just on display too?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy it, yeah.
How much you got on it? I can't even tell what system it's for.
$5. It's actually for Game Gear.
It's for Game Gear? Yeah, I'll take that there. I've got a huge Game Gear collection. All
you
What
go.
is this PlayStation?
right, cool. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, guys.
What is it for?
It's for Gran Turismo. There's a game.
I've got a Game Gear Game Genie. Isn't that wild?
That's cool.
That's the coolest thing I bought all day.
Very nice.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
I didn't even know there was a G. I'm not surprised, but I didn't know there was one.
I've spotted another vintage reseller. So this one's got a lot of jackets. Pretty reasonably priced. Got a Storm Rider for 40 bucks.
Get in the car.
It's a Rustler for 30.
No, don't wait on your phone.
Levi for 40. That's not bad.
That is the canopy that we just came from, and now there's 2 more. 1, 2, and there's some outdoor stuff over there. There's a lot to look at. Hannah spotted something. What do you see?
That's the overalls.
She sees overalls. Let's go look at them. What do you see?
Some Dickies. Some more Dickies. Oh, those are Big Mac. Liberty. All workman's overalls, which don't do super well. I just wish there was a
Yeah.
pair of guest ones.
Those are all for working in the fields.
Yeah.
There's a few controllers here, but nothing that I really need. I was hoping that was a real GameCube controller. I spotted it.
2 KitchenAid attachments.
2 KitchenAid attachments. Doesn't say how much. $5. I guess everything's $5.
Yeah.
Here is an interesting bin. There's a Sega Genesis, original PlayStation, and then just stuff. This all looks like it came from the Goodwill bins. And then I did spot a few video games over here. NFL Fever. Yeah, it's not gonna be anything I gotta have. But hey, there's some UMDs. Godzilla. Godzilla.
Yeah, I don't think you got any 13s. I'm over here looking for Michigan.
Ooh, here we go.
I don't have mine here, but I got them, man. I probably got
Darkness.
13. I'll tell you where you can find them, man. I got
This booth has IKEA bags though. He knows what's up. Now I want you to take a look at that big old boot. That's a boot. Check this out. Hail Satan, I guess.
There's a ton of stuff here, and I spotted another pile of jeans. These are really interesting because they are actually Levi's. I thought they were Tommy's at first. The big stripe, but there would have been blue with that too if they were Tommy's. They don't have a leather patch at the top. They are from the 90s. I'm not gonna get them, but they're very intriguing. I usually don't stray too far away from the classic like leather tab with the what's that, like M-shaped stitching on the pocket. Those are the classic Levi's. I just stick to that.
All right, I want you to look at all these toys. There's Infinity here. Oh my gosh, there's just too much to look at. Too much to look at. I don't have this one.
I'm hiding this for Milo. Milo, you fall down.
There's some Swap Force put together the wrong way. There's Loki. Hey Milo. Hold on a second. I'm looking. There's just so many here. There's a burnt up Gundam. Oh my god. I've never even seen that. How much are the Skylanders?
$1 each.
$1 each? Okay. All right, so there's just a big mess of toys on this table, and there's plenty of Skylander here I don't have, so I'm gonna buy those, but like, there's just so much other stuff to look at. Like, there's already Fortnite figures here. I don't know, I didn't get a great look at these Skylanders, but I pretty much saw most of them. There's a few G.I. Joe, like OG G.I. Joe in here too, so I don't know, it's overload. It's pure overload. I don't know, I don't want to pay $1 for it. He's charging $1 or $2 for most everything here, which is good. I mean, it's good prices. We make sure there's no more Power Ranger stuff. I want this Golem, but I'll find that at the bins. Ooh, K2SO. Oh, and he's the metal one, but he's missing his hand. I kind of regretted not buying that when it was new. There's a turtle I don't recognize. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, now I guess I'm just gonna put all these Skylanders in my pockets, because that's what adults do, right? They walk around giant flea markets with pockets full of Skylanders. You know what's gonna happen though? I'm gonna get home here in a little bit, and I'm gonna go to empty all my pockets out on my bedside table. I'm gonna be like, what is in my pocket?
Spotted another vintage booth, and they have some really beautiful things here, like this skirt. Calvin Klein's. Oh my god, these vintage trousers are just beautiful. I know it's standard practice to not really put price tags on things at a flea market. You just gotta go ask and start to haggle a little bit. I'm very much a like solo shopper. I just wanna, look through the stuff really quick, see the price tag, decide on it, and then just be on about my business. These are beautiful. Oh my gosh, these vintage Wranglers, 30 bucks is not bad for those. Probably won't get them, but I like them. Oh my god, what are these? Those are rad. They are by Don't Stop. Interesting. Some red Wranglers.
I can help you, just let me know.
Thank you. Some Rockies. First pair of Rockies I've spotted today. I love me some Rockies.
How much on the calculator? 40 bucks. But Dale Earnhardt, that's kind of cool. I wasn't a huge racing fan, but I like Earnhardt. Excuse me. Oh wow, DJI Phantom 4. Very nice. Very nice, but I'm not in need of a drone currently. I like that. Excuse me. Here's a few more games. There's just not been a lot of games. I wouldn't mind having that. All right, that is it for the Nashville Flea Market. It was really cool. I can't remember what part of the year it was last time that I went to it, but they have it every month. So if you ever find yourself in Nashville, Google Nashville Flea Market, Fairground Flea Market. I don't know exactly what they call it, but you'll find it. You'll find the dates every month. It's not quite as big as it used to be when it was up there, but it's still pretty big. It was still worth going to. That Game Gear Game Genie, that's so hard to say. Yeah. That Game Gear Game Genie that I bought, find of the day, probably find of the week, maybe even so far find of our trip for me, because my Game Gear collection is like my prized possession. I want every accessory for it ever. I want the battery pack on the back. I want the magnifying glass on the front, Game Genie in it. All right, guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's flea market. It was really not planned. We just kind of ended up going on a whim today because it just so happened to be this weekend that we were in Nashville that it was going on. So pretty happy about that. Did you get anything at all?
I didn't.
You didn't get anything? Well, I got a Game Genie, so that's all that really matters. I mean, I got some other cool stuff, but a Game Genie for the Game Gear? Did anybody here know that existed? I mean, like I told the guy I bought it from, I'm not surprised it existed, but I didn't know that it existed, so that's awesome.
I did get something that was kind of better than actually buying something. I talked to a guy for about 20 minutes about vintage cast iron skillets. He schooled me on everything, and it was very informative, and I'm very excited to find some thrifted cast iron skillets now.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. We were all walking around the flea market, my family and I, and we lost Hannah, and I went back, and she was still talking to that cast iron skillet guy. But that's pretty cool if you learn something.
Yeah, and Dallas was like, "Are you good? Can you go?" And I was like, "No, just a minute."
I live here now, but it was a good flea market. We'll definitely probably go to it again at some point this year, just because we'll be in Nashville some more. It'll be cool to go again at a different time of the year and see how it is. We've discussed in the past, well before we had this channel, actually trying to sell stuff there. It might happen one day. I don't know. If we ever end up over this way with a van full of stuff, maybe we will. But it's been a long time since we had those conversations. So today, while we were there, we were kind of like, well, maybe we could still talk about it one of these days, especially if we're going to be over here as much as we think we are. But thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for going along with us to the flea market. Let's definitely get back together tomorrow because I think we're going to go to some Goodwill bins, all right? So let's do that. And so before you go, make sure to join our Discord. There's a link below. It's just a community forum where you guys can come show off some of your more recent pickups and maybe show us your game rooms and your collections. And then also before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And then if you are subscribed, you can hit that notification bell too. These two things are very important because we keep going up in subs. And if all you guys watching right now can just hit that sub button also, we'll be rolling, all right? So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then when we post a video tomorrow, because we're posting every day, you'll get a notification. You'll get a notification when we post tomorrow's video. You come back then and hang out with us then. Until then, peace out.